Oh, we have something, honey.
That look fire.
It's something. Yeah. And it's standing. Video in the house, and we're so excited because we are going to do something so different and cool today. What are we doing, honey?
So today, not only are we answering your Q's or your questions, but we're also building our very first gingerbread house together.
Well, gingerbread houses. So I have a gingerbread house. This one's yours.
I have the gummy bears.
Yeah, so Marcel has one and I have one. Yours are the Haribo gummy bears, and then mine is the Jelly Belly jelly beans. So I'm excited. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna answer our Q&A questions, and we have so many questions, y'all. So hopefully we can get to all the questions today. But aside from getting to the questions, we're also gonna build our gingerbread houses. Have you ever built a gingerbread house?
I did when I was a kid.
Oh.
But it's been a very long time.
I've never had.
This is your first.
This is my first gingerbread house ever. Do we need to have like something down on the countertop?
I mean, yeah, let's get messy.
We're getting messy.
Let's get messy.
All right, so what we have for our questions, we have this Ziploc bag. So if you see this, it's not random. It is our Ziploc bag full of questions.
And tell them what you did today at work.
What I did today was I went and looked at went and found all the questions. And I wrote all the questions down on index cards. And then I cut all the questions out. And then I categorized them into different categories. You want to know the categories then?
Yeah.
All right, categories. This one looks like it's personal questions. Some people ask only 3 people ask like questions to me personally.
Okay.
Separate questions for me. Marriage and personal questions, traveling questions, education questions. Surprisingly, we were kind of shocked.
I did see a lot of education questions.
And then lastly, this one is house questions for the new house. So we're gonna keep all of these over here. I'm gonna get rid of my Ziploc bag. All right, and we'll get started.
Yeah. So again, forgive me because my voice is still a little lost. So I may sound a little hoarse today, but that's okay.
Inside of our kit, we have the gingerbread cookies. They smell good.
I'm
hungry. And then it has the pre-made icing with the tip. And then I have me some jelly beans.
And I have my gummy bears.
You have more than gummy bears.
Yeah, and I got sprinkles.
He has sprinkles.
Yeah,
I want sprinkles.
Nah, you get my sprinkles.
All right. So step 1.
All right, first question without looking.
All right, first question is, where do we want to travel to soon?
Hawaii.
Hawaii for Marcel. I want to do Las Vegas. Advice for new YouTubers. Do we have any advice for new YouTubers who are nervous on camera? I say just get started. Just start. Just begin. And then over time you will get better. Because I'll say that Marcel, you were nervous. You were nervous when we first started, and then you got more comfortable.
Yeah, I feel like I can relate to that question a lot because when we first started, I was like you just said, I was like really nervous. I was uncomfortable. To me, it was just weird walking around public with the camera holding up, you talking to yourself on camera. And it's like even like today, I'm still not the most comfortable as I could be on camera.
Yeah.
But like Jamila said, just get started and just be yourself.
And
be yourself.
Yeah, and over time you will get more used to it, I say.
Yeah, and advice for new YouTubers, try to come up with a purpose for your channel. Like what's your purpose? And just stick to it. Don't try to be like anyone else. Just be yourself and have fun with it.
Yeah. All right, can I do, this is a question for me. Can I do an updated everyday makeup routine? Yes, I can, sure.
When do you feel like you would start that?
During Vlogmas? Do you want it during Vlogmas? Do you want it after Vlogmas? Sure.
Okay.
Everyday makeup routine.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna film it while I do my makeup?
Yeah, we could just set the tripod up. Next question is, how do we feel about standardized testing?
Mm-hmm.
Standardized.
How do we feel about standardized testing? I personally feel like I can't speak on it because the subject that I teach does not require standardized testing, but I think it's worthless. How do you feel about it?
I hate standardized testing. I feel like when I was a student, I hated standardized tests because I felt like testing didn't truly reflect what I knew as a student, but it doesn't truly prove what I know.
Because not everybody's a good test taker.
Mm-hmm.
Some students, I mean, I'm sure you can say it too. Some students, they can sit in class and answer every question, but when they get the test,
they wind up flopping on it.
All right, so now we are going to remove the cap and snip the tip 1/4 from the end. So how much is that?
So 4, yeah, about right. About 4.
Okay. What made us want to become teachers?
For me, in case this shoot off like yours did. Goodness gracious. For me, I always loved the youth. I love working with kids. When I was in high school, I used to do summer camp counseling, and I think my passion for younger kids grew from that moment. Yeah. And when I was in undergrad, I majored in biology, minored in chemistry, so my love for science grew from there. Yeah. And I was like, just put the two together.
Yeah. I always wanted to be a teacher. I always tell my students I wanted to be a teacher at 50 once I was older, because I feel like I look so young and I didn't want to look young as a teacher. So I wanted to wait. I always wanted to be a teacher though. I always loved teaching, the idea of teaching, being able to show someone something new and then they know it forever. So I've always like, teaching for me is like super easy.
Yeah, teaching is easy.
Second nature now.
Yeah. This one says, have we ever had a student come at us sideways? Love that question. I really haven't had a student come at me super disrespectfully. I've had a few instances where I had to pull a couple students out and talk to them individually, but nothing on a major, approach.
What would you consider to be major?
Major approach would be like cursing me out, like cursing at me. That, to me, that's coming at me sideways.
Oh, to me, coming at me sideways just mean the student just trying you or like saying something slick. That's what I mean by sideways. That's how I feel sideways means. But yeah, I've had students to come at me sideways or like not disrespect or like cursing and stuff. None of that. But as far as like, I don't know, I joke a lot with my students, and so they try to joke back with me, and then I have to like end them. I had this one student who was failing, and they were failing all of their classes, and I had given them a makeup packet like 2 weeks in advance, and the student came the last day of class with no makeup packet, and I'm like, where's your makeup packet? And so basically I'm like, if you don't have a makeup packet, then I can't help you. And so she just went crazy. Like, she threw stuff all over the room. Not all over the room, but she threw like, I had like color pencil boxes up front. She threw those on the ground. How are you able to save and buy? How are we able to save and buy our house? And someone wants to know, what do we do different, budget-wise, etc.
The way that we saved up for our house was just simply following the 50-30-20 rule that Jamila suggested that we follow, and we pretty much implemented it into our relationship, into our marriage. And it wound up benefiting us because at the time we decided to not renew our lease, we ended up finding a property that we were interested in, the house that we're currently living in, and we were able to afford the earnest money down payment at the time of us reserving our lot.
I don't know what I'm doing. Look.
No.
All right, so I think I'm supposed to put this. So these are my windows. I think I'm gonna put my windows here. I hold it or press and hold.
All right. Next question is, what are our thoughts on school counselors?
And before you get started, the person said that they're a school counselor and they feel like, teachers feel like counselors just sit in the office and don't do anything.
To be honest, that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel that, especially at the high school level, like we never see the counselors, and the only thing that we hear about the counselors, especially from the student perspective, is it's hard to get in touch with the counselors. It's hard to meet with them.
Y'all, I gotta pause Marcel right quick. Wait, honey. You put your roof as a window. That's your roof.
I did put my roof as a window. And this.
You gotta put some more icing down. Honey, and I think it goes lower. Lord, did I do mine the wrong way? Honey, you gotta follow directions. You supposed to have icing here. School counselors, I just feel like there's a disconnect. We really don't know what the school counselors do. And when I do see a school counselor, they're in their office. I'm gonna put some of this on.
And then this box doesn't even have like the right size pieces. Like,
yeah, you don't even have a long triangular.
I don't even have a window.
And then the cookie ain't even straight. Yeah, school counselors, they cool, but I don't know what y'all do. Counselors are in the office. They see like one student at a time. It's not 30 students at a time. So that may be some of the reasoning as to why the counselors may feel like they may feel slighted.
Next question reads, do we have plans to pursue leadership in education? Sorry. Since you focused, I feel like I'm kind of at the crossroad right now. It's like I would like to pursue leadership, but then at the same time, it's like I have questions on how long can I see myself in education? Like, do I want to be in the education field forever? And that's kind of the road that I'm at, the crossroad that I'm at right now.
Right.
What about you, man?
I don't think so. I don't think I want to be in leadership. Could I be in leadership? Do I serve in a? I kind of serve in a slight leadership role now, as far as my content. But as far as like assistant principal or principal, not my goal.
If we could visit any country, where would we go? All expense paid. Hawaii. Hawaii is like on my top priority list right now.
All right.
It's like Hawaii or bust. That's how I feel. What about you?
I want to go to somewhere in Asia. Oh.
Where in Asia?
I want to go to somewhere in Asia, like maybe Japan.
Japan would be cool. What are our thoughts on HOA fees?
All right, HOA fees. HOA fees, for those of you who don't know, are homeowners association fees. And you basically pay them per month, and they're kind of like a governing body of a home community.
Yeah, it's like HOA fees are pretty much funds that are generated and accumulated for the neighborhood. And the HOA, now let me say this before I go into detail, not every neighborhood has HOA fees.
Yeah.
Our neighborhood has HOA fees, but I know of plenty of neighborhoods that don't have HOA fees.
Right, what do we feel about it? How do you feel about it?
I actually like it.
Do you feel like it's necessary?
I feel like it is, to a certain extent, as long as they're not overcharging for HOA fees.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that really keeps the neighborhood in check. HOA is like a governing body, like Jamila said, and they pretty much enforce to make sure that people are abiding by certain rules and regulations of the neighborhood. Our HOA fees go towards the security of the neighborhood. It goes towards making sure everything is, the upkeep of the neighborhood is present. And I feel like HOAs is really necessary.
Yeah.
As long as, again, they're not overcharging for HOA.
Yeah, I have to agree. As long as it's not too expensive, I think it's cool. Oh, we have something, honey!
That look fire.
It's something.
Yeah.
And it's standing.
What are some nice restaurants and date night spots in Atlanta?
that we could suggest?
Cheesecake. I gotta say cheesecake.
But it's not nice.
Cheesecake is nice. And now it's not
Cheesecake
the
is
fanciest
good.
restaurant.
I feel like cheesecake is good, but it's not nice. I feel like nice would be like Polaris. Sundial. I don't know. I feel like Sundial used to be nice, but I feel like
the element of spinning around is taken away.
So the Ferris wheel, of course, is cool,
Ferris wheel,
romantic.
yeah.
Carriage ride downtown. Look, what else have we done?
Painting.
Going painting. We've never done like the canvas painting together, but we have done. We do like to do the pottery painting.
Right. All right. Next question is, how did we feel on our first cruise?
Now, with that question, are they asking our first cruise period or our first cruise together? What do you think?
First cruise together.
First cruise together. It was nice.
Yeah.
We were super excited.
I was sad when it was time to come back home.
Right. We were sad.
Like almost every cruise, when it's time to leave, I'd be like, dang. If it's like the night before the last night, I'd be like, dang, honey, we got one more day. And I'd be like, you can't think like that.
Right, and then, honey, like Marcel would say that the whole last day.
I'm like, honey, let me go ahead and live it up. Because it's over. I love cruises, y'all.
Yeah.
Like cruises, I feel like even on our first cruise, I feel like you get the best bang for your buck. I feel like there are some things that we learned from our first cruise that, you know.
Oh yeah, we remember we had that money issue.
Yeah, because we weren't aware
of how money was tabulated.
Because of the what's it called? The fees for your room attendants. State room attendants.
Right.
Like that tip. Gratuity.
Yeah, so that was a mix up. But yeah, we were excited, we were happy, we had a good time on our first cruise.
Yeah, we gotta go back to cruising. We gotta cruise again.
Right.
It came together.
Yeah.
Oh,
ours looks cute. Is mine bigger than yours? Nah. My door is bigger than yours, honey.
It is.
And my window bigger than yours.
Wait a minute,
I got a bigger house than yours.
Forget you.
You've asked all the questions. How often do we hang? Sorry. How often do we hang with friends?
Never.
Never. We are friends. We're the friends.
Listen.
No, honey. It's all the time. Because we hang with each other.
Honestly, Jamila and I really don't hang with other people. Like, seldomly we'll go to like group events. But like our vibe would be so tight, it's like we don't get tired of being around each other. Even if we have like a day where we fuss or we may argue a little bit, it's like we stay mad at each other for maybe like a few minutes and then it's like we right back at it and we okay.
Yeah. As far as friends, like we love each other's company, but we do go out. Do we ever film when we go out and do other things with friends? We don't. How often would we do those little outings? Like once a year?
Maybe like once or twice a year.
Like once or twice a year. Marcel is a homebody. Marcel loves being at home.
Love it.
Me, I'm a homebody. Oh, here's the thing too. I'm a homebody during the daytime. At nighttime, I like going out, going to the movies, going wherever. Marcel wants to be in the house by the time night hits, he wants to be in the house.
Listen, if I can be in my sweats or my basketball shorts all day, I'm good.
I don't know what to do with my house on the internet.
Next question is, how do we hold on to our independence within our marriage? Just being yourself.
Yeah.
So for example, even though Jamila and I may not hang out with our friends, there are times like Jamila be at the house, I'll go to the gym. That's a way of me keeping my independence. Jamila wants to watch a TV show downstairs that I don't care anything about. I'll be upstairs, she'll be downstairs, or vice versa. So it's not like we're like super clingy with each other, but it's like it's just all about just balance.
Yeah, we love each other's company, but we don't spend every waking moment. I mean, we do go to work.
Right.
But I'm sure that doesn't count. Does that count?
Yeah, that count.
I mean, when you're married, to a certain extent, There is no independence. You become one. Two become one.
Yeah.
So, to a certain extent, there is no independence. You become each other's confidants, best friends, joy, shoulder to cry on. Lord.
Next question. If we had the opportunity, would we teach in another country, like Cambodia?
I would. I don't know about Cambodia, but I would teach in another country.
I'll say this. It's kind of a yes and a no, and it'll make sense once I answer this question. But when we first started teaching, there was an opportunity where Hawaii was hiring a lot of people to go over there, all paid expenses, all expenses paid for. And I feel like if that opportunity was given now, I would kind of strongly consider it. But technically, Hawaii is still part of the United States. So no, but I would teach like Hawaii.
You would do Hawaii.
I'll do Hawaii. I want to go.
But you wouldn't do it anywhere else. Did you remember I asked you about Dubai?
No, it's too far. That's too far.
I don't like that.
All right. Next question is, what grades do we teach, honey?
So we're both high school teachers. I teach mostly juniors, but I also teach some sophomores and seniors, but no freshmen, no 9th graders.
Yeah, I teach 9th through 12th. Majority of my classes are freshmen. I have one sophomore class and I have one class that's a mixture of juniors and seniors. What advice would we give someone pursuing a degree in education? Make sure that you strive for a high degree. So I would say a minimum of a master's degree.
Yeah.
You can't even get to the door without a bachelor's. But if you get a master's degree in certain counties, that's an instant extra $5,000 to $7,000 on your base salary. And doctorate is like an extra 10 to 15 depending on what step or what year your current contract is on.
Yeah. So the higher the degree, the better. So
more money.
if you pursue a degree, pursue more degrees, okay? Yeah.
There you go. Next question is, have any of your students found our page?
Yes. Yeah.
I have students that talk to me about our YouTube channel every single week. All right, so just a quick update to get you all a nice close-up of what we have accomplished so far. This is Jamila's. This is mine. I'm just adding my snowflakes. And now, I might get y'all set back up. All right. Next question, honey. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Have we ever thought about doing an all-inclusive resort as opposed to cruising?
Have we ever thought about doing an all-inclusive resort as opposed to cruising? We have considered it, but why didn't we do it?
To be honest, the biggest reason we haven't done anything other than cruising is because I'm afraid of flying.
I was about to say you do.
And that's the only way that we would get to an all-inclusive resort is by flying. All right, next question. Real easy answer. Who cooks the most?
I
Make that one real easy. Folks seen me cook on the vlog one time, and they like, who cooked the most? How do we handle / resolve conflict? That is an area that Jamila and I
have been
actively
working on.
That we work on. Our conflict resolution isn't the best, but it is somewhat good. Our conflict resolution success rate is all dependent on, are we tired? Are we hungry? And if we're not tired and hungry, most of the time conflict resolution is like really, really easy. Yeah. But if we're hungry, we gotta work on that.
Yeah.
We gotta work on that.
But as far as like things that we know that we should do, we have been actively working on it, like even present day, like today we've been working on it, yesterday we were working on it. And it's like we know, we've learned that, you know, when you're into it with your significant other, the conflict is not about who is wrong or who is right. We should make our conflict win-win situations. Yeah. Both of us are wrong, both of us are right.
Yeah. And I want you to share, like, where did you get that from?
Oh yeah, I know a lot of people are familiar with Pinterest, but not only use Pinterest for like fashion ideas, use Pinterest for, I have a marriage pin board. And I found so many good things that we've been actively trying. Like I found this one thing that, and it listed like what a good relationship looks like. And it broke it down into like 5 categories, and it listed different areas. And we actually looked at it and we marked it up, and we circled areas that we need to work on. And we've been actively working on those areas to get better.
Yeah.
And it's like there's no way 2 human beings who didn't grow up together are able to coexist and not disagree on anything.
Right.
So.
Right. It's not possible. And if you have another YouTube channel that you watch and they try to pretend like they got a perfect relationship, they lying. They lying through their teeth. They lying. What is our favorite part about being a home owner?
Ooh. It's like the comfort in knowing that you are in your home, you're in your humble abode. You can do whatever you want inside of it. You can change it however you want. Yeah. It's yours. That feeling of ownership.
Right.
So I like that.
My biggest thing that I like is I don't have to deal with neighbors. Like I don't have to worry about they weed coming through the vents. I ain't gotta worry about they got roaches. They crawl through our sinks because they coming from their side of the house. Yeah. I ain't gotta worry about
our sinks. Ooh.
Yeah, I ain't gotta worry about not having a parking spot in front of my house. Like it's just all about security to me. Right. Next question is, what are we passionate about and why? I'm passionate about working with the youth. I love kids. I love working with kids. Gotcha. What are some pet peeves about each other?
You're perfect.
Yeah, look,
what is something Marcel does that I don't like? You know what? I just told Marcel, going back to Pinterest and going back to different things that I looked at, and I found one thing that was like things that you shouldn't do to your spouse, and it was like, don't complain. Like pick up his shirt. Even if you have to pick it up 15,000 times, pick it up without complaining. And I don't know.
So
pet peeve, something that you do that it would just get on my nerves.
Jamila loves leaving lights on in the house. Like a couple of days ago.
Yes, it is.
The one day I don't come back to the house for lunch. I come back home, light in the bathroom been on all day. And I'm like, Lord, power bill, power bill, power bill. How do you start a YouTube channel with an iPhone only? Hit record.
Hit record. Set it up. Hit record. Like, do you know, like, do y'all see that behind the scenes of when we filmed the our intro? We use stools to set up our camera. And if we didn't have a camera, we would use our phone.
Now we've since then purchased a tripod that you all just saw. But I'll say this, I'll be right back. Get a tripod like this. Like it's really cool, like it bends, it twists, you can hold it on rails and you can just film yourself walking by. Like in 2019, starting a YouTube channel with an iPhone, especially like a new iPhone, it is honestly like very advanced. The iPhones are like $1,000. You pretty much got a $1,000 camera. Just record. And again, just going back to another question, just be yourself, get comfortable on camera, and that's it. Did this start off as an advice channel?
No.
No.
No, and there wasn't a question.
Yes, it was.
No. The question is, did this start off as a cruise channel?
This says cruise?
Yes.
Wow. No. Nor do we want to be classified as a cruise channel.
No, we don't want to be a cruise channel. What quality do we love most about each other? I love most about Marcel the fact that he is so caring. Like he cares so much about me. Talk about how caring you are. You're really caring, man.
Yeah. And then like I can say the same thing about Jamila. And that was like the first thing that attracted me to Jamila, besides like her beauty itself. It's just that when I found out Jamila cared about me and my personal interests, that is like, I got the vibe like Jamila really can hold me down. and that's it. And it's like Jamila, like she pours into me. Like Jamila gives me like a lot of advice to say, hey Marcel, you need to work on this. And she doesn't say it like in a bad way. It's just like, we just want to see each other get better and better and better. And I think we both just extremely care about each other. And I think we both can agree, that's probably like the number one thing we both are.
Yeah, the best quality.
Best quality.
For the quality that we love.
Right.
I don't know why Marcel's trying to struggle read my handwriting.
What is this?
Do I eventually want to do a beauty room?
That's your question anyway. Go on, do that.
So I would love a beauty room, but I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's necessary.
Original plans had this house as having a beauty room.
You want to use my fingernail? You can use the scissors to cut some off.
Next question is, what was the most stressful part about the house buying process, and what would you say that it is, Anna?
I'd say the end part. Like at the end, it's like everything just became so stressful. Like we even had to like take this random day off. We have to do a story time. We need to do a story time about our experience and everything that happened, the whole shebang.
Yeah, because there were times where, man, they would email us or call us and say, hey, can you send us this document? Can you send us that? It's like, man, we just sent you that last week. Right. Like, why are you bothering us? And then they'll call us and say, hey, by the way, you didn't lock in your rate.
We can't give them too many details. Huh?
We ain't gonna talk about that?
Yeah, we're gonna do a story time, y'all. But just know, it was stressful.
We almost didn't get this out. We almost pulled the plug on it, to be honest with you.
I did.
All right, here we go. Advice on how to not be overwhelmed by chemistry in college. This was the question where the person was saying that they do well in biology and physics, I believe, but chemistry was challenging to them. As cliche as it may sound, you just gotta study. You just have to study. But look, there's different ways.
2 teachers telling you that you need to
study. And that may not sound like anything, but when I was in college, this is how I studied. I went to my teacher's office and I had them break things down for me. We had an on-site, on the campus tutoring service.
Take advantage of those.
You have that, but go to that. Also, don't be afraid to find practice problems online. So for example, I guarantee you, if whatever topic that you're learning,
especially in 2019.
Man, what? Like as a teacher, if I want a worksheet, I'll say blah, 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 worksheet, PDF, or I'll put DOC for documents. So I know I'm either gonna get a Word document or a PDF. If you're learning about covalent bonds or how different chemicals connect with each other, whatever that topic is, just type it in Google, put worksheet, and then do it, and then type in that same worksheet that you have and put it with answer key, and I promise you, you're gonna be able to find that worksheet online.
Why would we want them to find a worksheet? They're not teachers, they're students.
I'm just saying that's practice.
As a study tool?
Yeah, and you can just use that as a study tool. You can just use that as a study tool.
For me, being a chemistry teacher, chemistry is all about applying what you learned. It's not a recall. For the most part, it's not a recall subject where you just recall information. You have to calculate things. You have to be able to know the formulas. You have to be able to identify the molecular structures. So it does take practice and being able to apply it. So practice, practice, practice. Study, 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 and find, like Marcel suggests, the worksheet. I suggest videos. Maybe you can find videos where you have other people who may be a little bit more relatable. Honey, why your bears look like aliens? You see that bear face?
How do our friends feel about being on camera? I feel like we already answered that question. Because you mentioned it earlier when we were like around friends.
We don't really record.
We don't record around friends.
We've never taken our camera out when we've been around people.
So look, y'all.
Look at my tree though.
So this is Jamila's tree.
Yeah, this is the front of my house, and these are the shingles. And if you look, it was snowing this day. And then this is my side window. And this is, that was the back of my house. This is the front of my house because I have bushes in the front.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's so cute.
Yeah, drag mine to the front, honey.
Ooh,
So I got some shingles on the top of the house, and they covered with snowflakes.
I love the snowflakes, honey.
I just gotta hit my windows and my back door.
You got some
But I got a whole bunch left. You can get some.
Oh yeah. Oh, look at your door.
Yep, door.
It
Look.
looked like it got snowed in.
Yeah, I'm about to say mine got snowed in.
Yeah.
But all right, y'all.
Honey, what are these? These are like your security?
Yeah, they like my security system. Make sure no one gets in. Bears on
Really
duty.
nice, honey. This is really fun.
Yeah, super fun. Do we have any cruises planned?
Do we have any cruises planned? No. We have not. Have we tried to plan some cruises? Yes. But we haven't found anything that we are interested in that we haven't been to. Like pretty much all of the cruises are places that we've been to as of yet. And do you think that the whole alcohol poisoning scare kind of stopped us from cruising too?
We had a cruise planned that was going to some countries that we've never been to. They sound like very exotic too. We were like super excited. It was going to be on the horizon, the same ship we went on last year. But 3 of the countries were in the Dominican Republic, and we all, if you've been paying attention,
over the summer,
people were dropping dead left and right from being poisoned from people lacing stuff in their alcohol.
So to be honest, that has kind of stifled our want and need to cruise. So
that pretty much took away our cruise, because we was gonna go on that cruise, and we just decided not to. And then there was other cruises that we saw, but like Jamila stated, like we already been there. So as of now, we don't have anything planned for our anniversary yet.
No cruises planned, period.
No cruises planned.
All right, do we have any couples friends that we hang with?
Yeah, I can say we
do. All right, can we do a budgeting tutorial video?
Yes,
we can. We will. Maybe we can make that one of our Vlogmas videos for Vlogmas is over.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
All right, do we have any upcoming trips?
Today,
I feel like we asked that question really soon.
Today, we actually canceled a trip.
All right, so as of now, no guys. When are we going to have a little one?
Oh man.
I'm surprised we just not getting to this. See, you didn't mention, I don't know if you mentioned these up here. When are we gonna have a little one? Whenever it's next.
So to be honest, I feel like Jamila and I are just vibing to where we're not even thinking about like extending on to the family.
Yeah, I feel like we just got married. We're coming up on year 2, and we'll have a baby when we have a baby. All right, how was the first year of marriage compared to the? How was the first year of marriage compared to the second year of marriage?
Same.
Yeah, I don't know if I mean, we bought a new house.
Yeah, I'll say that because I don't want to like downplay the achievements and our growth. The first year was like cloud 9 type thing. I felt like we was like, dang, like are we really married?
We still questioning.
Yeah.
Are we married? We really married. We really did this.
We really did this. Yeah. But now it's like second year is about growth.
Yeah.
And making sure that we're good.
And we're getting more comfortable with the idea of being married. Did we get more comfortable?
I feel like we got more comfortable.
Okay.
Like, I feel like our communication has gotten better. Mm-hmm. I feel like we respect each other a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Not that we did not respect each other, mm-hmm. but I feel like we appreciate each other more. So like first year was like honeymoon phase. Mm-hmm. This year is about growth and appreciation.
Because I promise you, we talk about it every day, like, you know, every day's not promised, tomorrow's not promised, and we can't take each other for granted.
At all.
All right, what things got easier, what things became more difficult? I think we said the easier things, like easier to communicate. More difficult? Did anything get more difficult?
Nah, I don't feel like anything got more difficult.
Are there any traditions that we've created?
The tradition that we created was going on a cruise every single spring break / which became our anniversary trip. But it seemed like that tradition might
hopefully we don't end that tradition, but we might, because we don't have anything. We don't have a cruise planned for our anniversary. We don't have anything planned for our anniversary right now.
We don't.
All right. Have we ever considered hosting a couples retreat or a getaway?
No.
We've never considered that.
And
go ahead.
to be honest, it's like Jamila and I, like we are like the most introverted but sociable people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like if we plan like a getaway trip with other couples, like you would never see us.
Yeah, but the thing of it is, the lady who left the comment, she was stating that, you know, we could have little sessions where I could talk to the women, you could talk to the men. I don't know if we're there yet. I feel like eventually there may be something we may be interested in doing. But as of now, yeah, I think we got a little bit more work to put in. We may have to have a little bit more experience in the married life to be able to do that.
We are not perfect.
Yeah, we're not perfect, but I don't think you gotta be perfect to have a retreat.
No, but to give advice, you don't have to be perfect either. But I feel like we still got some stuff we gotta figure out.
Yeah. When will we be doing a travel vlog again? Well, we had one planned this month, but we just canceled it today. But we may, I don't know, we'll see.
It could get rescheduled.
Look, soon come. Where do we see ourselves in 7 years, and what steps will we take to get there?
In 7 years, I would hope, as a business plan, I would hope that our YouTube channel has taken off tremendously. Jamila and I, we're very appreciative for every single step that we take and strides that we make on this channel. We're really appreciative for all the subscribers that we have now. But it's like eventually Jamila and I, we do want to make a business, a brand off of this channel.
In 7 years, that'll be what, 10 years?
Yeah, that'll be 10 years, 10 years on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I feel like at 10 years on YouTube, it's limitless for what we can achieve.
Steps. I mean, we have seasons. So every season we try to go up a level. We try to do something new, something different, something we've never done before. So I feel like a step would be to continue that progression of making sure we're driving ourselves to do something new, try something new. Do we want children? If so, how many?
I would like anywhere between 2. I think 2 would be like the minimum to 3. But
for
of course,
me,
I can't really.
Yeah, for me, the minimum would be 1. I think I would be good with 1. Historically, again, I wanted 7, but as of right now, I'll be good with 1. But yeah, we do want children.
Yeah.
How many children do we want? It's the last question. Again, I'm good with 1.
I'm good with 2. I would like 2.
And that concludes our
Q&A.
That was all of the questions that were asked. Sorry, all of the children's questions were at the end. We probably should have did this one more time, but it was still cool.
Yeah.
It
was some really good questions that you all
yeah, we really
asked.
appreciate y'all's questions.
Yeah. And we hope that allows you all, because we know we've kind of like had like a boom of subscribers. Yeah. And I really feel like this was like a great opportunity for our new subscribers to get to know us a little bit more. Yeah. So we appreciate y'all for participating in it, and we hope that you all enjoyed our Q&A session with you all. And y'all, maybe we could try to help us get sponsored by a cruise company so we can go on more cruises for y'all. So we can do more travels. Because somebody was like, they found us. A lot of the travel questions were like, they found us through our travel vlogs. They were like, when are we traveling? Like you saw it, we got asked a whole bunch of times. When are y'all traveling again? We trying to travel. Jamila and I are really like burning to travel because we had to cancel travel plans over the summer because of the house situation happened. Yeah. So it's like all pennies and dimes that we had went towards the house. Yeah. And we owe ourselves a trip. Yeah, some trips. So we miss it. But thank you guys so much for watching. Yep. Hopefully you like the videos. Hopefully you like our outfits. And hopefully you like our gingerbread houses. Gingerbread houses. They're so cute. Let's see if we can pick it up. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's so cute. I love my house. I love your house too. Yo, it's fine. Lord, I ain't hit my windows on the side. That's fine. My house. Lord, I ain't even hit mine on this side. Where we gonna eat this?
I do want to eat it. I definitely want to eat my jelly bean.
I'm gonna put mine in the refrigerator tonight. I like my gummy bears cold.
Oh, I'm about to say.
And I'm gonna have it for dessert tomorrow when I come back from school.
Dessert.
All
right, thank you guys so much for watching. Come back tomorrow for another video for Vlogmas. Kept falling to the ground.
That's the fun part.
That does it normally.
Yeah,
Yeah,
mine fell like 3 times.
Mine fell a whole bunch of times, and I was like, this isn't gonna work. I'm never gonna make a gingerbread house. But then it worked out.
Yeah.